Tessa from Mama's Geeky here, and welcome to the Mama's Geeky Show. Hey guys, and welcome to another episode of the Mama's Geeky Show. First off today, I have to express how sad I am about Naya Rivera. I grew up watching Glee, or I was younger when Glee was on, and I watched it constantly. In fact, my husband and I were just talking about starting to get our girls into it because we feel like they're at a really good age and they love singing and performing, and they also love the kind of drama. Like the Babysitter's Club is one of their favorite shows right now, so we thought Glee would be a good addition. And then all this happened with her disappearing, and it's really sad to know that she did pass. But it seems like from the reports she was saving her son, which is really awesome, admirable. As a mom, I totally get it. Like, I would totally put my kids back in the boat and sacrifice myself. I mean, any mom would. So my heart goes out to her family and her friends and her fans, and rest in peace, Naya. Really, that was super sad news to get yesterday. Okay, moving on to happy things. Real quick, we got a special Star Wars announcement yesterday. There is going to be a new Star Wars animated show. This is called The Bad Batch, and it is supposed to pick up after Clone Wars, which I have not finished. So I've tried to read absolutely nothing into this. All I know is that it comes out in 2021. I am on, I believe, season 4. We just are about halfway through season 4 of Clone Wars. I've been watching it with my family, which is why it's taking so long to watch. We're sitting down, all 4 of us, and watching an episode, maybe 2 a night when we can. We're all really, really enjoying it. I'm kind of loving it, but I'm kind of starting to get a heart and a feel for the clones, which is going to make me really sad when Order 66 is executed. So we'll deal with that when the time comes. I know that it's at the end of the series because, it's really hard to avoid that kind of spoiler, but I know nothing more about it. I've really tried to avoid that, but it looks like we're going to have a new Star Wars animated show to kind of, fill the hole in our hearts that Clone Wars leaves. So it's coming in 2021. I believe it's coming right to Disney Plus, which is kind of exciting. I'm here for it. I'm into it. I love Star Wars, so anything Star Wars is going to make me happy, but The Bad Batch is interesting, and I'm trying not to read too much into it because, again, I don't want the ending of Clone Wars to be spoiled for me, even though I know what the future holds and what happened, but, you never know. There's always stories about individuals that sometimes will surprise you. So The Bad Batch, totally looking forward to that. I did see the name at first and thought the A was an I and was like, whoa, they're really... And then I realized it was batch, not, the other word. So still looking forward to it. 2021, we don't have too much longer to wait for that. So that's exciting. Most of all, though, today I want to give you a couple of movie reviews. So first up is Archive. Now, if you've headed to mamasgeeky.com recently, I do have a review up for this movie. It is a sci-fi thriller type film, and it just came out Friday, so it's available to watch on demand and digital right now. I highly, highly, highly recommend this. I am not going to lie. While watching it, there were moments where I was like, oh, this is slow. Because it's mainly, if you remember, if you watched The Martian, it focuses on one person doing a lot of stuff, and you can kind of get like, okay, all right, like there's not that many other characters, and he is building a couple of robots. So the main character, basically, his wife has died, and there is this program called the Archive, kind of like Upload on the Amazon Prime Video, and it saves their memories, the person's memories, and you can kind of talk to them over time, but eventually it will deteriorate, and they will be gone. This is what has happened, what they're talking about. So he knows that his wife's mind force, or whatever you want to call it, her archive is nearing an end. So he is doing all sorts of stuff that he's not supposed to do with it. He is basically trying to replicate her memories and replicate her into a AI, basically a robot. So he has 3 of them that he's building. One, he built his first one, and it said it didn't age really past the personality didn't age past like age 5, I think it was 5 or 6. And then the next one's like a teenager. And then this last one is working on is very, like, much more sophisticated. Actually looks like a human versus a big box. And he said the AI has developed basically fully into his wife. So he's basically trying to create an AI of his wife because he misses her so much. But as time goes on, sorts some crazy things kind of happen. Like he's getting funding from work, and they kind of find out like what he's doing, and they're like, listen, you're not supposed to be doing that. And then one robot just goes like crazy and like, I guess, okay, listen, I will do spoilers. I will do another video of spoilers because I'm about to get into some major spoilers, but it's good. It's really worth a watch. Like I said, it's a little predictable and a little slow, and then all of a sudden there's a major twist that you're like, what just happened? What? Like, it took me like a hot minute, and it was something I did not see coming, and it made the entire film totally worth it, in my opinion. I love stuff like that, though. I love little twists in sci-fi, and it's good. It's really, really good. So, Archive out now. Stay tuned for a video coming soon. Maybe I'll explain the ending, and I know some people don't get it. I've gotten some questions on my review for it. So, anyway, Archive out now. Check it out, especially if you're a big fan of sci-fi. Yes, you might have to struggle through part of it, but trust me, the payoff is worth it. And last, I want to talk to you guys about Ghosts of War. Now, this movie comes out this Friday, July 17th. I enjoyed it. Now, I'm big into like horror and gore and jump scares. Like, listen, Brightburn is one of my favorite movies, and this reminded me a little bit of that. I mean, not really, not plot-wise, but like gore-wise and stuff. So the premise is there's these soldiers who are tasked with holding down the fort, so to speak, holding down a French chateau. And they go in and they relieve the people, and the people leaving are like, see ya, bye. And they're like, whoa, 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 what's the rush? And they're like, we gotta go. So you can tell like there's something going on. And then it's basically a haunted house. It's very, lots of jump scares, lots and lots of jump scares. And you actually see these ghosts, which is the family that lived in the house. And the family was murdered by Nazis, right? So they're coming out, and you're hearing their voices on the radio. Like they're listening to the radio, and they talk about leaving, and then the radio goes, you leave, you die, stuff like that. And you're like, whoa, this is crazy. Then they get invaded by Nazis, and they fight them. One of their guys dies, but his dying thing he says is like, this isn't real. And you're like, what is going on? I could not figure it out. But I knew there was going to be a twist, but I could not figure it out. But it's really interesting. There's, like I said, a lot of gore in it. Like you see people's like guts and stuff hanging out. It's kind of gross, but it's kind of awesome because I love that stuff. It's scary. You're going to jump. It's just a fun horror movie. And then the twist at the end was like, what? I was not bored at all through the movie. I sat on the edge of my seat watching the whole thing. Sometimes movies like this can be a little slow during certain parts. For me, it wasn't. I really enjoyed it. I mean, you got to take it for what it is. It's a fun horror movie with a cool twist at the end. That's really what it is. I don't want to give that twist away or anything else away because it does come out this Friday. It's not even out yet. You guys, it's going to be on demand and digital on July 17th, and I highly recommend checking it out. It is called Ghosts of War, and while it may not be the most perfect, the best movie in the world, it is fun. It is a fun horror movie, but listen, if you have a weak stomach, you might want to skip this because there's a lot of gore, which I loved. All right, guys, that's it. That's all I have for you today. Thank you so much for tuning in to this episode of The Mama's Geeky Show, and I will see you next time. Bye.